The next 5 years, what's that look for you? Or what's that look like for you? If you don't start now, what's the next 5 years look like for you? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Real Feel. Welcome back to me life. True facts. I've thought about that. I thought about that when I was starting to get, when I was starting to get clean. I thought, fuck, man, where did this last 4 years go? Like, what did I actually do in that last 4 years? Basically nothing. I thought I was doing something. I thought I was making progress, but I wasn't. So thinking about what the next 5 years is would be, what can I do in that 5 years? And if I didn't start then, what was it going to look like? What was the next 5 years going to look like? It was going to look the same as it did the prior 4 years that I thought I was doing something and I wasn't. And thinking about, like, I heard about this, it's like building a resume. When you're building a resume, even for like your life or for a job, a lot of people would hold off because it brings back past jobs that didn't work out, and it brings out past things that didn't work out, and it brings out all these things, and you're going through it and you're like, wow, I didn't really do much then. So it like bugs you, and then you don't want to go forward. A lot of it's fear. A lot of it's like, well, it's going to take a long time, and I already tried this and I did it for 2 years and then I failed. So it's gonna scare you. It's gonna be like, man, I don't want that to happen again. So people don't want to take that step again. And I know that because I've been in that spot where I'm like, oh man, a year's gonna take a long time for me. Like, when I wanted to get clean, I was like, man, a year's gonna take a long time. Like, that's a long time, and it literally has held me off. I'm being straight up and I'm being honest with myself that it held me off from wanting to get clean, because I thought, man, that year is going to take a long time. Like, holy, 5 years, 3 years, like, that's a lot. That's a long time. So it holds you off. It freaks you out. You're like, that's going to take a long time, so I don't want to do it. Or you wouldn't want to do it because things take time. And I've said this before, but all these things will hold you off. So, like, thinking about the next 5 years, you're like, well, if I start that now, it's going to take 8 years. But if you started now and then 8 years later came, you're like, wow, I actually did something. But if you don't start that and you're thinking about what's going to happen, or you're thinking about the negative that can happen in between, because that's going to come, you're thinking about this in between when you're thinking about the next 5 years that you want to do something, and it holds you off. It's going to hold you off and keep you in the fog. It's going to keep you in a bubble that you don't want to be in, because you're stuck in your head of thinking about all this negative and all this bad that's going to happen. And again, I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. And sometimes I still think that, but I'm trying to teach myself and learn that trusting the process and actually starting it has got me here today, almost 9 months later, for being clean, and then releasing all this music that I haven't released in years. And if I didn't start that, I wouldn't know where I'd be today, or I wouldn't know how far I'd be today if I didn't start that. And don't get me wrong, before all this, before I started to get clean and before I started to do my music, as much as I wanted to do it, as much as I wanted to get clean, and as much as I wanted to create music and do all these things, I was still not doing it because it was scaring me, where I'm like, yeah, but this person's gonna say that, what if they say that, and then what if this doesn't work out, and this has happened before and then it failed, so it takes longer. And again, these things are gonna hold you off. So like, think about it. Like, think about what the next 5 years is. Think of what you've done in the past 2 years. Think about it. Like, if you really want to do something with your life and you're think about what you've done the past 2 years. Have you done something? Is there something that you have done that's progressed you into doing what you want to be doing today or tomorrow? Like, what have you done in the past 2 years? Think about it for a minute. And Has it been progress? Has it not? And if it hasn't, then maybe start today. Maybe try it again. And again, I know it's the fear of that it takes a long time. And I know it's the fear that you're going to worry about this happening. And you've tried so hard on something. So hard on something. Trust me, I feel you on this. You've tried your hardest on something and then it's just not coming together. So it will hold you off. But I promise you that those are just lessons in your life, and it's testing you to see if you really want it. Like, do you truly want what you want? And if you do, it's going to test you along the way. What, you think I got clean overnight? You think that it was the last 9 months where I was like, fuck it? No. This has been going on for years. And the past 4 years, I've been struggling with trying to get clean. And all of a sudden, I did. But I was worried. I was just like you. I was in that same spot where I was worried that what was going to happen, how long it was going to take. It was all these things that were going in through my head until I started doing it and started following through with having these things today that I've wanted back and doing the things today that I've wanted to do years ago or start a few years back again. And it's got me where I am today because I started doing that and taking the steps to doing it. And I know the process through your head is going to be like, okay, it's, if I do this, it's going to take a year to do that. Don't let that hold you off. Let that motivate you that if you start doing it, then it will slowly come into play. And like I said, I know, trust me, I know how hard you can put your work into something and all of a sudden it disappears or it didn't work out. It fucking happens. I'm learning that it happens because it's testing you and it's teaching you and it's getting you ready for what you want to actually be doing. And if you give up for years on that, then you're going to have to start over again. And that's where I talk about where I'm relearning the things that I want to be doing again and the things that I want to be getting back into, because I took the small steps in life to do that. And I wouldn't want people to think that, like, well, because you got here because of that and you're in a better position because of that. And like, no, like, I stopped playing the victim. And we are a victim of some things, don't get me wrong, but don't let that hold you off. Don't let being the victim hold you off. Like, we've all been through shit. We've all had something that has put us down, that made us mistrust them and don't trust anybody. And it's made me do these things, but like, it's learning from each thing and moving forward is what's going to help you. Like, those things are going to help you move forward. And trust me, I know, I get it. It's hard to do something and fail, and you work so hard on it and then you fail. I know it sucks, but just take this as motivation that, like, I try to keep moving forward. I try to keep doing the things that I need to be doing. But like I said, this didn't come overnight. The first 2 months of when I fully started to want to get clean and get back into this, the first 2 months, it felt like a year. I was like, holy fuck, man. 6 months is a long time away. 7 months is a long time away. But look, here I am. I did drugs for years. I was caught up on that. I was put down for it. I was called an addict. I was called a crackhead. I was called this. I was put down for that. I was put down for this. But I kept pushing forward because this is what I wanted to do, the things I love to do. And as much as I was wondering why I wasn't doing it, but most of the time I wasn't doing it because it was fear that was holding me off from doing it, because I was listening to other people and I was listening to myself of how long it was going to take, but I wasn't actually trusting the process and trusting if I just do it, then eventually it will come into play. And it's not easy to do that, man, but a lot of these things will hold you off. So thinking about the distance, thinking about how long it's going to take is going to hold you off. Thinking about how like all the bad that can happen. And you're rethinking about, you're trying to build your resume, and you're thinking about all the times that you've already failed. So that's gonna hold you off. And I've been there. Like it's going the, I don't know, man. I can't stress it enough to say that it's just step by step, and people take it the wrong way, but I'm like, baby steps, and they're like, yeah, I'm not a baby steps, I'm not a man fucking step, I'm not the big steps. Okay, go take that big step to where you think you want to be. You think it's gonna happen tomorrow? You think this shit came overnight? You think of how I've learned and talked about these things and knowing what I'm doing today, you think that shit came overnight? Hell no, man. You think Floyd Mayweather has always been 50-0? No, man. He's probably lost 50 fights before that. Like, you lose, man. You're gonna lose. But it's how bad you want it. Like, how bad do you want it? And learn this, that as you grow, it's going to get harder, and it's going to test you along the way to see if you truly want it. Things are gonna come. Things are gonna come, and you're gonna be like, why is that back here? It's because it's testing you. Do you want to go back here, or do you want to keep going? It's testing you. So learn from that, man. I know it's hard to listen to someone and be like, oh, well, they don't know, because it's trial and error, man. Like, life is trial and error. It's trial and error. It's going through it to learn from it. But it's your choice whether you learn from it. Whether you want to take that in and move forward with it, or whether you want to be stuck in that one spot and be like, oh, I'm the victim, or this is happening to me, and that person's getting that and I'm not. I'm supposed to be there and they are, but I'm not. Why am I not there and they are? Like, I've been there, man. And if you're in that spot where you think you should be at the ones, you should be all the way at the top over there. You think you should be there. You're thinking about that. You're like, I should be there. They shouldn't be there. How did they get there? How did they get in that spot? Well, because they took the steps and they tried it and they never gave up. And along the way, they have failed. But they have taken that and they have moved forward with it. That's why that person is there. That's why you're not there and they are. That's the reason. It's because they did it and they followed through with it and they tried. And when they did fail, they said, fuck it, I'm going to keep going. There's times where I almost gave up completely. Like, the last 2 years, let's say 2.5 years before I started to get clean, I was being that way. I was thinking I should be there, and then it kept holding me off because I wasn't doing it. I just kept thinking about it and saying I should be there, and until, like I said, when I started doing it is why I'm here today. It's not because I'm the best. It's not because I'm better than you. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. I'm just saying I'm proud of myself for actually taking this advice that I'm trying to give other people. It works. It works, and there's proven facts out there for other people. Don't complain that somebody else is in another spot that you're not. Just take the steps, and it's going to take baby steps. Meaning that it's going to take time. And if each step you're going to learn from, and if you skip over those steps and you think that you're supposed to be in that one spot, it's going to toss you back as fast as you got there. And it's going to say, no, not yet. And then when people are like, why am I not supposed to be here yet? Boom, throws you right back. Some people go, fuck it, man. I don't want to try to go back there again, because they give up. They don't trust that it's going to take the steps. And I've been there, man. I fucking almost gave up on, like, not wanting to get clean. And I almost gave up on my music at one point in time. But I kept fucking going. Period. I just kept going. And there's days that are shit, man. There's days that I'm still learning how to get by and how to cope with it. I'm in that spot. It's just because I'm talking about these things doesn't mean my life is perfect. Just because you're seeing me on a screen and thinking, oh, he's this and he's that and the best. No, you don't know shit until you meet me, right? And you think that, oh, he's fucking yelling at us and he's saying this. And I'm not even saying people are saying this. I'm saying that people are going to think that. But they don't know who I am. They haven't met me yet, so they don't truly know what I'm about and how I'm trying to come across. And it may look like I'm coming across bad, but I'm not. I'm just trying to help, man. I'm trying to give my experiences. I'm trying to take other things that I'm trying to learn for myself and help you learn with me, I guess. There's that. And then just talking about my fucking journey and how I got here today and how I can keep going and how you can keep going and not fucking complain about certain things. Because, I mean, I've been there. Or sometimes I bitch about the odd fucking, some days are shit. But that's just your mental state. But I know I gotta trust the process, and I know that it's not gonna come overnight. And if you think it's gonna come overnight, then you're gonna learn very quickly that that's not true. Things don't come overnight like that. And a lot of people, like I said, there's a lot of you out there, and a lot of people out there that don't trust that how long it's gonna take, and won't trust that just because you failed once doesn't mean that it's gonna happen again. Like, or doesn't mean it's going to happen again in the same spot. You're just learning from it and then you learn from that one step, and then you go on. And a lot of people think, that there should be in one spot, and just because that person is, they're not. It's because you're not doing it. You're not taking the steps that person did. That person, like me or whatever, whoever, has taken the time to take those steps. And I'm repeating that, but it's fucking true. Like, it's true, man. Think about your next 5 years. Think about what you did the last 2, and if it's no progress in it, think about your next 5 years. Like, that can go by. The last 4.5 before I got clean was like, holy fuck, where did that go? But I mean, like I said, I had to think about my next 5 years, set small goals and stuff, and be proud of yourself that you've made the step. Because if you're chasing, I can't believe nowadays that it's like 2007. People are still running to Facebook for answers. They're still running to their status to get answers. It's fucking 2021, man. There's answers out there for you. Out there, not on Facebook. There's answers out there. The internet's right in front of you. You're holding it right now in your fucking hand. Basically. I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate y'all. Look at my fucking flag. It keeps falling down on me. Blah. Blah. I appreciate y'all. I really do. And thanks for listening. And I'm sorry that this was a long video, but I'm not sorry that it was a long video. I kind of was trying to put it all together for you and break it down for you. Give you the real feel. You know how it is. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then you're missing out on the journey. You're missing out. You're missing out on the journey. And sometimes I gotta learn to look at the camera and not at the screen. You're missing out if you haven't subscribed. Please share this with your peeps. Yeah. What else you want me to say? Here, I'll hear it. What do you want me to say? Just kidding. I can't hear you. All right. Much love to everybody. Oh, my links for my Facebook will be below. And my link for my Instagram will be below. And my link for my music will be below. There's new music coming out. March 16th, I'll be releasing a new single. So go check those out. Go follow the updates. I appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Keep that head up. Keep smiling. Peace out.